North Korean leader Kim Jong-un and Russian counterpart Vladimir Putin met at a space center in Russia's Far East on Wednesday. The pair spent around 5 hours together, according to Russian state news agency TASS. Putin described the talks as highly productive, involving a candid exchange of views on both regional matters and bilateral relations. Both leaders face international isolation, Putin over Moscow's invasion of Ukraine and Kim over Pyongyang's nuclear weapons and ballistic missile program. They met at the Vostochny Cosmodrome. At one point in their meeting, a reporter asked whether Russia would help North Korea launch its own satellites and rockets, to which Putin responded, "That's exactly why we came here." The leader of North Korea shows great interest in space, in rocketry, and they are trying to develop space. "We'll show our new objects," Putin said. Later, North Korea's state media KCNA reported that Kim had invited Putin to visit Pyongyang at a convenient time, and that the Russian leader happily accepted the invite. Meanwhile, the United States said it will not hesitate to impose sanctions if the meeting results in weapons transfers between the two countries. The U.S. ambassador to the United Nations Linda Thomas-Greenfield said Moscow's engagement with North Korea shows how desperate Russia is. Here are other headlines you should know. Attack on Sevastopol. Ukrainian forces launched an extensive attack on a ship repair facility in the Crimean port of Sevastopol Wednesday, according to both the Russian Defense Ministry and Ukrainian accounts. Air Defense Forces shot down 7 cruise missiles, and a patrol ship destroyed all the uncrewed boats, the Russian ministry said while acknowledging that 2 ships under repair were damaged by enemy cruise missiles. Evacuations. More than 2,000 people have left the frontline Kupiansk district as of Wednesday, after a mandatory evacuation was ordered for 56 settlements on August 9, according to Kharkiv regional authorities. About 12,000 people were still living in the community as of Sunday, as opposed to the 57,000 people who lived there before Russia's war on Ukraine, an official said. Calls for tougher sanctions. A top Ukrainian official said that sanctions against Russia must be tougher and more sophisticated, after a new report that Moscow is evading international restrictions and increasing its missile production. The New York Times reported that Russia subverted American export controls using its intelligence services and Ministry of Defense to run illicit networks of people who smuggle key components by exporting them to other countries from which they can be shipped to Russia more easily. Belarus. The European Parliament called Belarusian President Alexander Lukashenko an accomplice in the war crimes committed by Russia in Ukraine in a resolution adopted Wednesday. It also labeled Belarus a satellite state of Russia, and suggested applying the same sanctions against Belarus as it currently does against Russia. U.S. aid oversight. The Pentagon is establishing a new team in Ukraine to monitor U.S. security assistance to Kyiv, as a growing number of Republican lawmakers are calling for more oversight into how the money is being used. The Defense Department Inspector General said a senior U.S. representative began work in Ukraine in late August, and additional personnel are expected to arrive by the end of September.